everybody seems to be liking it. And so.
Yeah. I think this is a basic diagram on that. I want to go back over basics. Hopefully I'll say it a bit better, a little different angle or something. But here we're in the human condition. I wake up in the morning and I'm Bobby me or Robert me. I'm me, and I'm in my world, my situation. So that's where we all start. Okay. Yeah. So we should be, I don't know, as clear as possible on those basics. So this here is the character, and this here is the situation or world he's in. And so I believe what Bob is talking about is playing with situation changes a bit. This character naturally changes a bit. Vice versa, as this character gets better, let's say, the situation can show an improved level. So character and situation is where I'd like to hang out tonight. But again, somebody, what you been doing? You got any questions, insights? Come on, be forthcoming.
Sensei, this is Justin. I, first of all, have missed you and missed hanging out with everybody on Friday nights. So I'm glad we're back, glad everyone's healthy, from what we can tell over here. The last couple of weeks, I've been working with the in relative intensity of energy field between situation and character and how they like to harmonize, and gauging along the way with an observing mind, a listening self, if you will, how available my character is for the situation, and trying to stay listening again, sensing any feedback that's coming up from what the energies are saying about how the situation and character would prefer to be working together. Yeah. And at what intensity level again. Yeah. Am I available for that much, so to say, and getting there with increasing my capacity along the way and being very inviting of the whole thing.
I think that's good. If we, and I think what I'm trying to do today by staying with what may seem simple old basics, but in Aikido, for example, we practice basics day after day, week after week, month, same dumb movement, so to speak, because there's something very important in basics. So Justin, you said getting this character unit used to and open to the energies it has and the energy changes of a situational change, and that they're trying to work together and just to have a better, clearer, not just idea about it, but more and more a working level, a feeling level, later a sensing finer level, that this is how it works. Okay. That the changing situation, character gets improved, whatever, situation changes, so that they're in tandem. That they're trying to harmonize or balance better, whatever word you want to use there, is based on the very original law, okay, out of the great one, let's say, broke up into two. Those two, underlying those two is that one, and they're trying to get to that level again of harmony, balance, whatever word again, so that the two will realize it's one. So it's a built-in law, okay? But we have to put ourselves in play, align to that, open to that, play with it, allow it. Not just the idea of it. Then we start with that. That's what this is. This is an idea. Okay. But now we have to begin to feel that. We have to begin to sense finer experience that. So yeah, any games of what Bob Noah is doing in an Aikido class and what you're talking about, yes, I've been more used to it. So it's more natural and available, and we'll get quicker at it. Yeah. Somebody jump in. Come on.
Yeah. Hi, Sensei. This is Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
I like that drawing, and I like what we've been working on with the character and the situation. It feels like that, like the circle beyond the circle. In your drawing, there's like a weaving back and forth of energies, like between the two circles, almost like a cleansing, and it's trying to like learn something.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm wondering is like when another circle or energy comes into me, like how to start. I don't know. It's like there's a circle within the circle, and energy is going around. And
Let's put it in your language. You're in a classroom with a bunch of wild little kids.
yeah,
That's the situation. Okay, they're at a certain level of energy, or the class represents a certain level of energy, the situation, and that touches you, it affects you. Once we get these patterns better and better, who do I have to be with this class today or right now? I'm being touched by energies from situation. They touch my character, center self. And that one is affected by that and rises to the occasion of balance so that the teacher, you, are more present, balance with the classroom that moment, that day. Am I talking what you're talking about?
you are. And I mean, today I was in the classroom, and it really, what I'm appreciating is like the small, and this is, I'm new to Aikido, but like the small adjustments, like a little bit of improvement goes a long ways.
Oh, yeah.
It really helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honoring that. So yeah. But I like that drawing, and that's what I've been, yes, what we've been working with. Like that's what it's felt like, as these energies going between the two circles.
And in the earlier stages, he said he's newer at this kind of thing. In the earlier stages, a little bit better. How'd you say that? When it gets a little bit better? Well, that's cool. It can clue you in that you're heading on the right track.
Yeah.
And then, especially then, if the next one gets a little bit better again, probably definitely on the right track. So don't step over, ignore those little improvements. They can be very important guiding signals to say, yes, yes, now shift over here a little bit, and yes, 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 kind of thing. Yeah. And notice the little things. If I'm doing Aikido, for example, and I have a lot of energy in my, say, upper back, and that's pretty good. Easy, quick settling, whatever. And suddenly I notice a little energy in the hips. But see, I noticed a little more energy in the hips. So it's hips and back. Easy. Suddenly get a little more uplift from under the ground a bit through my lower legs to my hips, to my back. Oh, boom. But I notice it. But that clues me in that I'm on track because it got better and better and better. So I know I'm on the right track in doing that, playing that way.
Yeah. Thank you. I think it's my life struggle. Like I don't like details in life, and the little things boggle me. So yeah, it's good practice. Thank you.
Oh, where are we? Where are we? Somebody. Come on, people, you know how to talk. Your mommy taught you how to talk. Come on.
Okay, Sensei, this is Linda. I'll dive in with absolutely nothing brilliant to say.
Well, we're starting from the human condition there, so it's all right.
Oh, good. Thank God. I think I can be part of that at least. Where I am right now, and the way I'm listening and exploring is I've sort of have a little more space right now. I'm planning some things. I've kind of opened up my vision in the last few weeks, created a little physical and emotional space for myself. So I'm kind of looking at what's next, where am I going, what am I up to? So no great discoveries, just
Yeah,
space
no,
for
okay.
questions.
No, cool. Because I've been hearing that this week, last couple of weeks from more than one person. There's more room or more space. We call it space. That really seems to be very helpful. Dusty, that's a good one for you, right? Or it was a month ago, should still be a good one. That have a little more room where how things work. A better you, better situation, sensing a better situation, helping the centered you. So back and forth and forth and back. But a little bit more room as starters is pretty cool. So mine's easy, the eyes settle, open to a little more room so the things that are there can begin to show. Because in the normal human condition, I could push tighter in, Robert to Bobby, let's say. I tend to dig the brakes in and say, no more tightness, going to get really weird. But again, that opening where it's clearer. This stuff is clearer when there's a little more room. If I'm boxed in, I even forget what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, kind of thing.
Yeah, that nails it. I've been feeling boxed in, and now it's sort of, there's a little more space.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So a very simple beginning word for most everybody. Open and a little more room. Okay, that's a good beginning, I'd say. Yeah. For one. Steve, were you bringing up more room, space last week to me?
Yeah, last week. This week's a little different. There were a couple days where things were very hazy for me, where it took a while for me to get settled and open. But I've been working. In fact, today, I noticed the circle center circle harmony, and I thought, okay, well, let's give that a little try, and that seemed to help open it up a little better. What I found, and what I was telling you last week, is that easy, settle, open became a beginning mantra, and that I would really take my time with each part of those. The easy, get the face, go through the whole body, and just easy it, settle. And then as soon as I got settled, just asking for open to open, it created that sense of space. It was like
right there.
Yeah, as opposed to just kind of jumping in and thinking, okay, let's do it. It was a really setting the stage, so to speak, and that helped. It gave me a lot more room.
Yeah.
Space has shown a lot. Pardon me, not space. Self. Excuse me. And it just seems to want a turn. It seems to want to get more and more of a turn, making me more familiar with what self is. Yeah. In fact, I went back and looked at this book that I read years ago called The Impersonal Life, that creates that sense of I am. That sense of this something beyond character and situation that starts to emerge, and by giving everything a proper turn, it seems like self just wants to be there, wants to show.
Yeah,
that's really I guess that's really what happened most this week.
Yeah, I think again, let's start with more room. Settle, easy, settle, open, more room, that whatever's important for you in the more room, should begin to show. But let's not go to self yet. Let's keep it simpler.
Right.
In more room, is it a time to acknowledge the centered character? Or does the situation want to show it can beat finer dimensionally and show itself finer? But having more room, you're giving whatever wants to have a turn room to present itself, show itself, be present with you. Something
Yeah,
like that.
and the giving each of those, like you say, the center and circle or a character situation, giving each of them their proper turn instead of rushing to some kind of a destiny or an objective, by really giving each of those parts their own time.
Yeah.
I found that
Hold
really
it right there. Yes. What's our old word? Smudging.
Yeah. Remember,
Their partner energy situation and character, okay, as we're setting it up. But if someone tries to do both at the same time, there could be a smudge there. So I like what you're saying about give them each a turn or let them present as they want to present. So we don't smudge them. If I'm working character, I want to change from a Bobby to a Robert or whatever to a whatever. I know I'm working this. If I want to say now, I want to be better in this situation and checking the situation out, letting the situation show finer, I'm working that. So I don't want to smudge them. I want to give the pieces their own full turn, full space. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I found that very, very important to not, because there's a tendency to want to get somewhere, want something to happen. I found it very helpful to just go through each of the parts that were there and give them a proper turn.
Yeah. And in doing that, let's say you were trying to get to, I don't know, a better sense of being or whatever. Okay. Okay. Now, easy settle open, and whatever presents itself is probably the piece heading towards your goal of having a better sense of yourself or whatever. That activity, the pieces are trying to help you move into finer and finer. Did I say that?
Yeah.
So basic, but very critical. But as we play with basics, even at simpler levels, we get better at it, faster at it. We get to move through the finer dimensions much, much quicker. But don't mind playing with some of the, what do you call them, heavier forms, the first forms, okay? Establish good practice patterns. Practice what? Practice. Brad, I need a word. Practice in school, what?
Exercise. Exercise. Train.
Practice patterns. So use simple things to improve your practice patterns. Like if it's time for centered character stuff, fine, hang out with it. If it's time for how am I doing in the world? What's my philosophy? What's my sense of the world? I'm looking for a word. Attitude with the world. I'm going to hang out with that for a bit. I'm not going to do that for a quick second and then check me again and smudge them. Take your time. Do a little pieces are fine at first. Get the sense of it. Later again, you'll get faster and finer. Really, OSensei was fast. Okay, but take your time when it's time to take your time. Okay, practice. Yeah. Oh, where are we? Okay, let me see. Oh, I did some notes. You see, okay, all that stuff. So let's start from the human level. We are characters in our world or situation. The finer, more original, the more original of everything is like an energy vibration. Okay. The all spirit, the all chi, the all whatever. It's an energy vibration. Okay. So if you get more balanced with yourself, that's an energy vibration. So we played with energy moving up, energy moving down, just as a character practice. Okay. And as the energies come up and the energies come down, first it's an idea. And then as I begin to almost be able to feel the energies up and down. Easy as I settle and open some more finer and finer, I can sense those energies. They may show themselves as a color. This one will show a little different color, or this one will say, oh, I'm the male. And this one will say, I'm the female. And you can hear it in finer and finer. Okay. When you get any degree of balance, harmony, whatever word you want to use there, it's not Bobby anymore. It's a Robert, or it's not Robert anymore. It's a Nadeau or whatever. So that balance, harmony of two energies, just on the character-centered lineage, improves. Okay. That was, again, my beginning basic. I really liked it. I thought developed fairly well. Okay. And then the situational energies. Some of you are first on that. Amy Oakland, you're on, aren't you? Shipley?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. The situation that you liked one time, you mentioned, was being in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay. In the woods, suddenly you feel better. Oh, thank God I'm in the woods.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. In that situation, she feels better. She feels better in that situation. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to really develop more, unfortunately, we can't just stop there for our ongoing practice. But it gives you a sense of a good practice place, let's say. So we continue a sense of, okay, woods and birds chirping and squirrels running around with maybe a flower over there and a nice bush over there. Yes. But again, that's your first. Say, now, in a finer dimension, what is your sense of the woods in a finer dimension? And you'll begin to feel the woods in a finer dimension. Can you quickly hit me with an
Oh,
example?
let me see if I can do it fast, spontaneous like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, people. Sometimes I'm fast, but go. Suddenly opening. Enjoy that.
There's calm,
Calmness end.
calmness. There's something that just like it vibrates. There's a vibration there that resonates.
Okay, let's just hold it there.
Okay.
So I really like being in the woods. Okay, good. But let's not stop there because I feel better being in the woods. That's cool. Okay, that's a level of balance. Now, because the situation woods came up first, let's work that one. Easy. Energies are beating and we get calm, vibrational. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Calm, vibrational. Okay, good. Now, if we were to stop there, I'd say, okay, just at that level of calm, vibrational, what did that do for you, the centered character? So we finished with the circle beats and said, okay, good. That was nice, that beat of calm, vibrational. Now, who are you?
So I'm more settled I'm usually running at like high octane, like always buzzing. And so this
That was pre
settled.
before you got to the woods.
That was pre before I got to the woods. Yeah.
Woods
But
was nice. And now we did one more click here.
the one more click is that I feel more grounded and settled.
Okay, more grounded and settled. And again, just to fill it out, being more grounded, what does that do for you? Feeling more grounded. Now, I'm more grounded, but yes, and who are you?
It gives me a wider perspective on the world.
I'm the one that has a wider perspective of the world. Hey, now we're getting somewhere.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Steve brought up baseball field as his woods and baseball players his center. I would do the same thing with Steve. In fact, I think we did touch on it when we touched on your baseball thing. As that got better, how did this baseball player get better? And what's the baseball player's view of the world from that level? And then the finer of baseball field, dimensionally speaking. So back and forth and forth and back. Okay. But doing them so we don't get confused. When I'm doing more centered character, I'm clear I'm doing the centered character. If I'm doing the situational beats, I'm doing the situational beats. So in a certain way, let's not smudge those.
Mm.
So if you're going to work them fast, back and forth, be clear on which one you're working.
Mm.
And something like that. Did I say that okay? Yeah.
Mm.
Anybody want to jump in on anything that may have been said in that conversation? Thank you, Amy.
I can jump in on that. I'm a woodsy person. This is Elaine.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoy the spaciousness of the woods. And what's interesting, I was running that same situation in the character process that you were doing with Amy and realized that I go to sensitivity when I am really, feeling in a centered place in the woods. I feel like it seems like birds don't bother to fly away. Things like that happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you, it's that nice thing where you put your hand on a tree and it's not so much that you're instantly sensing everything about the tree, but the opportunity is there. If you took the time, it would be available. And where that translates over for me, I take that with me to the office.
Yeah.
If I'm in a space where I have a new client, somebody who's unknown coming in, particularly at that point, but also with people who come in and I don't want to sort of anticipate that's a really nice way for me to clear and just go to sensing.
Yeah.
Going from space to character, from situation to character there.
Yeah. And
it gets me out of being sort of getting in tight and worrying about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that I have that same appreciation as Amy, but we go to different places with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're all going to have your own place. Okay. All right. All right. So baseball field, woods, another woods. Somebody just throw out something, a classroom. Okay. Somebody give me one more. What's your place that's easy for you?
The studio.
Ocean. The ocean. The ocean.
The ocean. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when I used to go to Esalen, I noticed some days I'd be there and we'd hang over the ocean. Right there's the ocean. And there'd be a week where I wouldn't even notice the ocean, or vaguely. Okay. But I would be noticing a tall tree. Another time I'd come down there and it was like, wow, an ocean. And I'd hang out with the ocean and I'd sort of blend with it and play with it. So some days were tree days and some days were ocean days. So, Steve, you're not only going to play on a baseball field, there's other things you play with, you know, your guitar and whatever, your music.
I was going to say music studio,
Yeah.
a recording studio is like, or the woods for me too, or the ocean, lots of places.
Yeah. So you're going to have your common favorites or your first favorites, but you're going to have more than one. Okay. And did you notice with Elaine's dialogue how faster she's getting? We put her in a more advanced category here. How faster she's getting from the woods to that same level real quick with the new client. Could you catch that in her dialogue? I can do it there. Here, click, click, click. I'm at that same sensing level, and I'm sensing this new client. And she inferred smoother, faster, easier. Just boom. So that's why I'm saying play more with the first simple things that come at you so that you get faster at it. So at the more, whatever, important things or other things, you're going to be fast with them. I don't know if I said that well. Did I say that okay? Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's see. OSensei said, I was looking for a word earlier about the balance between situational energies and the character's energies. Historically, we've called them two fields of energy. This is this centered character is a field of energy. The situation is a field of energy. Those two fields are related to each other. Okay. And the harmony or balance, you know what word OSensei likes there? He said it hums. When there is a what I call balance or harmony, he called it a hum. It hums for him, which indicates that he liked the vibrational sense of things, that sense, feeling, hearing, finer of the hum of what we originally called balance or harmony. Okay. We laid this out with the A, B. Doesn't matter which, whatever. Let's say A is the character, B is the situation. As the A and B start to hang out with each other, you get to one. Okay. So that's the humming place, let's say. And there'll be different levels at first. Be a level of a hum. So you'll probably be what? A character comfortable in his world. In his world, this character is comfortable. Things like that. Okay. The reason I kind of created the AB1 is OSensei likes to throw a lot of numbers around. He's got certain patterns, which in communicating got a little confusing. I don't remember even what he said now, but something like this and that is not two, it's one. You got one over here and one over there, and now it's one or something. And anyway, so I said, I think it'll be easier to say that's A and that's B. Harmony of those, the hum of those two together at a certain level of balance. Where they're humming, that's one. Okay, so you've got a Bobby one potentially, although I don't know if Bobby could pull it off very well. A Robert level of one. The A and B are humming, and there's a one. If Robert couldn't pick it up, I move on to Robert level, and Robert should be able to pick it up. Okay, so there's that pattern, A, B to one. Okay. Later, when we go back at the self, call that two. One is a very good location, a very good positioning for the next very important thing, the self that underlies 1AB. Okay. That extra oomph. If we're doing it in energy, character as energy, situation as energy, the two energy fields, mix, whatever, blend, harmonize, hum, one. Has a certain amount of hum. It's not because you've got A and B hum. The one hum is a bit finer, let's say a bit larger or present. Boom. Okay. When the one trades into more original, not to the next level and the next level, meaning Nadeau Sensei, Nadeau Shihan, and on and on and on. We can go on that track for a hell of a long time. Too long. Enough is enough. Okay. So I'm saying, for me, Robert should be more than enough. And yet Bobby can pick it up now. He's getting cool. Okay. Robert, definitely. Okay. The underlying self's energy is much more original and full. So that two of self's fuller energy underlies the 1AB of that we use to get there. It underlies. So, but did I say anything intelligent? Did I lose you? Yeah, Bob, you're going to give me thumbs up on if I pick my nose. Somebody else? Anyway, basics are good. Don't sell them short. Practice. Easy. Just get to the place where the sense of character is alive itself, but it's open to input. So when there's input, changing circumstances, that the character goes, oh, okay, and immediately harmonizes with that and is present with that, equal to that, or vice versa. Okay. Basic, yeah. If there's something about basics you don't catch, get on me, because these are basic. Okay. You okay? All right. And again, OSensei like I call it addition sign. That was one of his basic favorites. Okay. That's a harmony of situation character. Okay. Or you work the center and you work the situation, or vice versa, work the situation and then the center. Okay. The potted plant picture, I seem to have mislocated, or maybe the book people took it for the book. But anyway, the potted plant, I thought, it's kind of sharp. The plant by itself is like, nah, not quite. The pot with fertile soil in it by itself is, yeah, but not quite. But the combination, the situational potted plant with soil nutrients has a relationship to the plant to the nutrients to the plant. There's this relationship. So that's a pretty nice image to cover the relationship between character and situation, I thought. So I really like the simplicity of potted plant. If the plant says, oh, I'm feeling a little weak or a little tired, if it catches this process, that message is sent to the pot, nutrients, and say, hey, help. And boom, they're there. And the plant picks it up, experiences it, says, thank you, I feel better. And on and on and on and on. Okay, so very simple image that we can easily sense and easily duplicate. You can stand there and move your arms and just be a plant in a fertile pot and use that. But just be clear on which piece you're working. Now I'm the plant, okay? You hang out with yourself, feel yourself. Feel something is lacking or something, okay, the message is sent to the fertile soil of the pot. Easy, hang out with that for a moment, and that relates to the plant. So plant to the pot, pot back to the plant. They have a relationship. So not just, oh yeah, I got the idea, I understand. Yes, that's the library part, but we've got to fun around a bit and really experience. So we got the laboratory, fun around a bit, and then really, really fuller experiencing this, we've got gymnasium. Okay, so it's not just you can memorize all this stuff and expect anything much to happen. You might get a little dribble down, but not anywhere near, not anywhere near. We have to practice. So come up with your own practice routines. You like chanting for vibrational? Chant. Okay. For a long period of time, I love gonging the gong. Okay. So now I would, it's been many years, but now I would say, I gong the gong. What is that? Is that the situational energies? If I'm playing it that way, gong, then after a bit, I might again say, okay, that's the situational vibe. And you hang out there for whatever, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, whatever. Really feeling those vibrations. What does that do for me? Who am I now? So I get both the practice of the situational gong and how it affects me, character. Or you could probably do it the other way around. Where the gong is more personal. That's me vibrating, okay? And after a while of that, feeling, experiencing those vibrations, using body as a reference. Now, what's my sense of the world? What's my philosophy? What's my attitude towards the world? What's going on, kind of thing. So either or. Works both ways. Okay. So in my notes, since forever, I've got a lot of VV and vice versa. So if I say center circle and I have next to it VV, vice versa. It works the other way also. Yeah. In my center work, I always start from under, up, up, down. Somebody else may say, no, it's down, up, whatever. I asked OSensei about it. He says, be consistent. That's important. Be consistent. If after a while in practicing, something keeps reoccurring, like instead of, gee, I used to always do energy down, but now I want to do energy up or something. Well, play with it, trust it, see what happens. Okay. It may be correcting you, or it may be saying, yes, good, but now there's more. If we look at it this way, the more it can show better for you. Whatever, I don't know. Sometimes I just jump in and play. See, with a sense I was trying to show something, let me hang out, open some more, clear some more, and let it try to show itself. Let it clarify itself. You see, let it talk to me. Okay. Sense experience it. We have to play. So not just memorization, not just my diagrams. They're nice. They remind me to do something, okay, to play. And they remind me after a bit that this has to be more experienced. So they remind me library, laboratory, gymnasium. Where the hell are we? So anyway, all the patterns, we're basically saying the same thing. Bad day, fair day, good day. Basically saying the same thing. Okay. That as you move into a 2x2, okay, not just, and I'm again a centered first type, I feel a bit better. I can straighten up, whereas the 1x1 is kind of hunched in a bit. 2x2, I start to breathe better, stand a bit better. And I always add, and what's my sense of the world? What's my philosophy? What's my view? Okay, to include not just the character, but the realm he's in, the world he's in, the situation he's in. And I'd ask those other people, our circle types, to do the reverse of that. You're what we did with Amy in the woods. Now you feel better. Now finer dimension of the woods, the situation, finer dimension. Start to hum for her, vibe for her, whatever. Okay, now let's go back to this one. Who are you now? And begin to feel. Now, I don't know. Let me think about it. No. Feel, experience. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So again, repeat that. Here's my notes on it from today. In doing up, down, centered person, I like to add, what is my sense of the situation, my philosophy of the world? In doing an in and out of direct for the situation, at a more harmonious level, I like to add, who am I, the centered person here, with experiential feeling? I believe we said that to Amy. Yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me. Basics are important.
Sensei, it's Bill Huey in San Diego. I just wanted to say hi to you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Who's this?
Bill Huey in San Diego.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. Gotcha.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you that I'm up for Nidon, and my test was supposed to be tomorrow, but I delayed it a week because I was sick. And you had a non-trivial influence on me in my Aikido development. And I have a model. I'll call it my inner Nadeau, and the inner Nadeau has a front, a back, and a left and a right. And I use that model in order to check for fullness in when I do technique. And I've seen, I guess you call that character. I've seen that break down a couple of times, and I've had to add other qualities in order to receive better, so I can be fuller. And one of them is a water quality from Patrick Cassidy Sensei, where if I receive more on a technique, I have better extension, better back, better front and forward. And so that's something I've been really kind of exploring in my Nidon training, and it's been busting my balls. So and I was thinking about you the entire time I've been training. So I just want to.
Okay. Could I say an important piece here? I think for you especially here,
Yes.
my sense right now. Important piece is to own it. Careful of that word. People use it in a weird way. Own it. Own it. Situation sends energy. The test or an ukes. Boom. sends energy to the Nage, you, and you're getting more energy to own it, personalize it. One way is to use it as a core field of energy. First level, so a core kind of field level. So me with this energy, me. But it's inner, it's me. It's me. Boom, boom. Okay. I see, I would even like you to drop the Nadeau and go for the energy you.
Right. I just use inner Nadeau because that's the model I use. I don't attribute it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. But you is kind of important. You may not feel you enough by doing a model. OSensei told me more than once, Nadeau, I'm so happy you like me and love me and all that shit. But you got to do you. You got to do you.
They're busting my balls down in San Diego. I don't know how to not do me at this particular time. And including the panic sometimes I feel doing technique, like the indecision and things like that. That's something I got to work on.
Okay. I would suggest panic in a dojo situation. It's just more energies.
Right.
That have to be, for lack of a word, mixed, and this is me. This is me. If you don't open to them and allow them to mix, they come at me and they panic me. Leave me alone. You got to be internalized. Boom. Bring them. Boom. It's kind of like a balloon. It's inflating you from internal, not a mental inflation. Boom. Boom. Okay. And if you get pushed by your own energies or whatever you said, by them, it just means, hey, you got to open up some more. If I get small, my own energies will bury me. I've got to open up.
I've tried to, what I'm trying to do right now is trying to be okay with the tension and okay with the energy. And then I find that if I wouldn't say in a trivial way, I don't want to say relax, but if I allow myself to receive the energy, it's just energy and it's okay. That's what I'm learning right now.
Okay. Sounds right. Yeah. The energy of situation from the potted plant, nutrients are coming.
Yes.
Now the plant says, thank you, opens to them and grows bigger and better. Thank you. Thank you. And at that moment, they're in harmony, could I say? The plant is equal to what the nutrients a potted plant presented. They're in harmony. Yeah. So it's basically a potted plant pattern, but come up with your own sense. I think potted plant is easy, simple, but you play. Okay.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah. Long time. Somebody wake me up here. Come on.
I have a question. Sensei, this is Amy from Oakland. I don't know, the last speaker brought up a very interesting point. So I wanted to it kind of made me chew on something. So let's say that potted plant is in a pot and it's in a pot.
Hopefully, we all are. Go ahead.
And it's growing and it wants to get bigger. It wants to be a bigger tree. It wants to be a stronger tree. Mm-hmm. And the pot is still the pot. And it's like, how do you break the pot? Or maybe you don't, right?
Wait. This is dimensionality. This is why we were talking at the beginning about the whatever, settle, easy, settle, open, more room. Okay.
So the pot needs to
is in a dimensional.
It's in a dimensional,
like everything else here.
Yeah.
with this amount of room, I can't quite straighten up enough, or get enough guts or something. Okay, easy, settle, open, easy. Now this is dimensional for the space pot. Easy, settle, open. It's starting to surge already. Easy. I can feel it in my fingertips getting a little warmer. A bit. Easy. I'm like breathing it, intaking it. I call that slurpee. You've heard me. This is when I slurpee. So the pot is dimensional.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess let me say, and then you can jump in. The plant can outrun the pot. I want to be a tree, and it's only a little tiny shrub. I want to be a tree. Well, that's sort of out of accord, could I say, with the size pot it's in. So let's do this properly.
Yeah.
Yes, but you're right. As you want to be more, then the circumstances pot needs to be more, and it's there. It's available. It's all there. Okay. But dimensionally, we have
Right.
to.
No, that makes me think, because when like I have a goal, right? I have this, I want to be this, I want to reach this goal, right? Achieve something. But physically I'm not capable of it. Then if I keep working at that, that's when injury happens, right? Or that's when something happens where the gift of injury, I guess, is kind of where you shift to the downtime and you're like, oh, I now I can be a little bit.
We'd say you bit off more than you could chew. How do we know that? You hurt yourself.
Right.
Not you got hurt. You hurt yourself. Your own system. So, you're outrunning me. Trip. or drop that weight on your foot or some damn thing.
Yeah. But those are nice times to also like, oh, okay, I'm injured, which sucks, but to reopen.
What if we go back?
Okay.
You want to attain something. What if you try just a little bite and practice with that instead of the big bite that you'd like to attain? What if the little bush says, well, I just want a little flowering on the bush? Now it's just practice. We know the bush can do much more, but I want to be a sequoia tree. I'm too big. It's not going to work. Or you just add a little something and play practice there with that little something and see if you get any results with that little bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, I think in the human condition, we have a potential to outrun ourselves.
Yes.
So somebody's going to take this, or if we got into something like imagine yourself rich, and by the way the laws work, there ought to be energy equal to that will supply that, make that happen. They won't start with $100 or whatever for practice. So yes, a billionaire. Yes, it's too big a jump. You go for that much stuff and you're getting this much stuff. You can't handle that much stuff. You have no practice. So play with the little things. Play with the little things. Don't sell the little things short. It's practice. It's practice. It's practice. If the whole creation kind of thing is all energy, let's say, you just can't say, okay, give me the all energy. That's like running into the sun saying, I want whatever the sun is. I want to be sunnier. And you run into the sun, you're going to burn away here, right? But you take a little warmth or a little bit of light, and you practice with it till you get sort of used to that much light or warmth or whatever. And then you go for the next piece, Bobby Robert Nadeau, a 1x, 2x, 3x. We need practice in the human condition, especially to get used to and comfortable with how it works and learn things like how not to bite off too much, how to work it, knowing it's going to get faster and better. Yes, but not necessarily on your first shot, her kind of thing,
Yeah.
Something like that.
Thank you.
Play and let me know how you're doing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Amy, back again.
Yes.
What area, could you tell me what area we're talking about? Are we into lifting weights here?
Yeah, I want to be stronger. There's a
Okay.
strength goal that I have.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Yeah.
You've got to open the depth, the sense of depth and the openness of the depth more.
Hmm.
Yeah. You can't have your feet just on the ground and want to be stronger.
Hmm.
Sense of deeper and open, deep and more opening.
Okay.
Deeper, darker nutrients in the pot. Deeper, darker nutrients. I have a feeling you're not taking those into consideration. So the nutrients of the deeper, darker, lower in the pot aren't coming into the system.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Play with that. Yeah,
I will play with that.
and keep in touch.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'll be teaching in San Francisco the 30th. I think the last Sunday, is that 30th? I have to double check with Ross, but I think so. I'm trying for it. We'll see if Ross is okay with that. Okay, people. Oh, thank you, Amy. That was cool. So basics, practice, train, situational. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I really like the potted plant sense. It's so simple. If you actually practice, you see, oh yeah, nutrients in the pot. Oh yeah. No, you got to stand there and sense deeper into your pot. You got to open up deeper into your pot. Okay. So deeper and more open. OSensei over and over. Go for the roots, Nadeau. Roots, deeper. Okay. Remember, a lot of us tend to be upper. And we either aren't aware of the importance of deeper, or because we aren't aware at first, the heavier dimensions of deeper are ugly. That's what I call shit. It's ugly. Or that's where the snakes were biting me. Or Saint whoever knows the wild animals were biting her. That's the ugliness of the energy at heavy level. Yeah, okay. But you know the game. Settle. We're going dimensionally open. You get a minute and whatever, some minutes there. Easy. It inferring opening into finer. Now at that level of finer, that was shit. What is it at this level? And it should start to, if you're doing this right, show you it's starting to change. Okay. So, but you got to practice. I tell you my stories about the snakes and the underworld and stuff like that, but you have to play. It's not just an idea. That's the start. That's to get the game going. You have an idea. You read something, you heard something caught your attention. Yes, okay, now you got to practice, you got to fun, you got to laboratory, you got to get involved, you got to something, whatever word you like there. Yeah. So for everyone, the deeper and the dimensional sense of deeper and the finer, because it's going finer dimensionally, the finer. There for everybody. In Dr. Alexander's book, what was the name of that?
Proof of heaven, Sensei.
Proof of heaven. He runs into dark. He passes over, right? Temporarily. And he runs into dark and it's icky. Scaly things. Icky. He wanted out of there. Icky. Cleared a bit, did some stuff. Came back to a dark again, but it was a better dimension of dark. He says, ooh, this is not too bad. I kind of like it. Boom, there it is. There it is. He hit sort of under at a heavier level. Icky, get me out of here. Came back at it at a finer level. And the more truthfulness of that through the dark could show it was better, nicer. He was okay with it. And there's more. Yeah. Bob, you never tracked that saint, I forget her name, Teresa, who was it?
Saint Teresa of Avila.
You never tracked, read if she followed that wild animal to the next and next, did she?
I believe she did, but I didn't get the details that you asked me for.
I need details.
I'll try again.
Okay. I think tonight, really what I would just want to emphasize is this sense feeling of a character in whatever form, energy field, whatever, and situation energy, and the energy to the energy and energy to the energy. There's a harmonious, OSensei calls level. Okay. And for a while, continue that pattern. That this to that and that to this potted plant. 1 by to a 2 by space where the center circle stuff can show. To a 3 by where it gets the center circle gets to show at a finer level. Boom, boom. So the character's better. The world it's in is better and clearer. Simple basics, but I would like, I don't know, I think I'd like us to have I think something Justin is trying to say where, Justin, maybe help me here with this daily practice or daily sense of this to the that and that to the this, and that he's open to it and he's prepared to recognize which is coming at him and to, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. That we get to a place where it's a little more, what's the word? A little more a happening, a little more of a here and now, a practice. I need a word and I can't come up with it.
Like sustainable, personally. Sustainable.
Yeah, I want something that brings us closer to this sense, to get a little, I don't want to say further away from just the idea of it. And a little bit more into the, I don't know, hanging out with it on a daily basis. Oh yeah, I'm this and I exist in that, easy. But I know if that changes, this will want to change to be equally balanced with it. And as this improves, then vice versa, that will want to improve to be more balanced with me, kind of thing. Okay.
Dynamic.
Yeah, whatever.
Sensei. Danny here, Sensei. Hello. Can you hear me?
Smudging a bit.
Danny here. Danny.
Danny. Okay.
Yeah. For me, the practice that we're talking about, it has become like a kind of a default setting that I go to. I had to have a what they call a PET scan and go into a machine recently, and I thought I was pretty well prepared for it, but I found that I wasn't. When they laid me on the table, they strapped me into this table, so I couldn't move at all. And then they said, this is going to take 30 minutes. and everyone left the room because I was radioactive. They pumped some material into me, and I thought
We lost you.
to my, how do I do 30 minutes of this? I can't move. This is crap. But immediately I went to, I just started to, I said to myself, easy, Danny, easy, easy, easy. And I started to just quietly chant A-O to myself. And I still, as I was doing it, I could still feel this pressure on me. It felt like a pressure that I imagined maybe birth might be like. Here I'm tied in. I've got no room to move. It's hot. And I don't know when the change happened, but I felt almost like there was no time, that I was out of time. I'd gone out of this constriction.
Okay, hold it one second. So what we're talking about here for this moment right here, where time changes, the balance situation changed. There was some balance between the situation and Danny in the situation. And he hit that spot where, whoa, this time has really changed here. So that was an example for that level. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. And it didn't become pleasant. I still knew where I was, but in this almost timeless space, I was able to feel like I had more room, and I wasn't constricted by time, because this 30 minutes was freaking me out. And before I knew it, it was over. I was out. And interestingly, I had to go out the back door because I'm not allowed to go past pregnant woman.
Yeah, you're radioactive, right? Out the back door.
Yeah, it was. It was. So I had to walk all the way around this building, and I'm thinking, oh, this is taking me a long time. But as soon as I got to where my prearranged time to be picked up, as I came around the corner, my pickup vehicle came at the same time. And it's just, I know it was just an example for me of being in a really a situation where it wasn't even a 1-by-1. For me, I couldn't even get into a 1-by-1. But that
there you were.
Yeah, strapped in. And yeah, that I have thought, well, what would I have done if I didn't have this background of this work? I don't know.
Scream, get me out of this machine.
Yeah, get me the hell out of here. I can't handle it.
And I'm sure they've had that happen.
Yeah, what could have been quite traumatic. I actually birthed out of it somehow, I felt. Maybe that's too wild, but
I would say birthed into it. Just because I'm literally people wanting to get out of things instead of inner finer of things is why I changed it. Yeah. All right. Great. Thanks, Danny. Thank you.
And interestingly, Noah Sensei said is working on in the dojo on the situation and character. We're doing the same in my classes down here. So interesting, other side of the world and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. People, we're approaching the end, so anything to say, go for it. Go for it.
Sensei, this is Justin. What Danny reminds me of is the last time I had to sit in a dentist chair, and making and allowing more room for myself helped me achieve a level of comfort I didn't have when I first sat down. But moreover, I really find how, as especially some of the earlier speakers tonight, like Steve, was laying out his process of easy and subtle and open, it helps us achieve a listening and sensing and trusting place where we don't have to know. We don't have to know, because if we're listening, that information will come to us. And don't let the not knowing of something stop you from sensing, feeling, because that information and the stories there want to share themselves with you. Yeah. You know, at a level, like if we were the plant, for example, we don't have to know that we need iron or calcium or something. It's just there for us.
Natural.
So anyway, so don't let the not knowing stop you from experiencing sense trust, the trust factor. Big thing.
We've been funning around like with Amy's wanted to be stronger. It's okay to sort of, I don't know, dictate, not the right word, to say, hey, I'd like to be stronger. Now let the process start. Center to circle and circle to center, or plant to nutrients and nutrients feeding the plant. So to be clear on what you're working on can't hurt, you know? Yeah, whatever. God, whatever. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. So to be a little, I tried to stress that, I think, a little bit tonight of there are two main pieces here, character and situation and character. Sort of be clear as to which one you're working. Don't smudge them too much. Be clear. Okay. And if you're practicing bouncing back and forth in a little faster form, be clear which one you're working that minute. And when you're changing, now let's work this one, be clear you're talking about this one. So be clear with yourself as to what you're doing. Don't be all over the place kind of thing. Yeah. Basics, basic, you know. Right, Amy, in the gym, we're going to focus on bicep. We focus on bicep, right? The old focus on that muscle. Yes, bicep. Right? Not your calves. We're doing this. Let's work this. Simple. Old school barbell gym. Anyway, people, I think good enough. You got nothing? Me and Brad are out of here, heading towards Katja's kitchen. See you next week.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sensei.
Sensei.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sensei,
Sensei.
and everybody.
Thank you, Bob.
Good session.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Brilliant.